Hi guys, welcome to my channel Soul Sisters. Today I want to talk about a very famous story, a very famous fairy tale story which I think most of us grew up watching. Today I want to talk about the stories in Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. To me, the most scary part of that story was the stepmother and her mirror. It was scary and it was fascinating both. And I will never forget every time Snow White's stepmother asked the mirror, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the prettiest of them all?" And the mirror answered, "You, my love, you." And Snow White's stepmom was very, very happy. Until enters Snow White. And when the mirror said that Snow White is the most beautiful girl ever, and suddenly the stepmother lost her temper, lost her peace of mind, and her whole life was revolving around sabotaging and ambushing Snow White's life. Now you must be thinking that why am I talking about Snow White's stepmother? And I'll tell you why. Because when recently I saw Kangana Ranaut's interview on Republic, somewhat or some way she reminded me of Snow White's stepmom. I'm sure everybody's talking about the interview. I'm sure everybody's talking about nepotism. I'm sure that Kangana Ranaut has a lot of guts, a lot of determination to speak her minds and have a strong voice as well. But having a strong voice is not enough, Kangana. So through this video, I want to tell a very, very humble request to her. Kangana, babe, I'm a great fan of yours, and trust me, I love the way you worked in Queen. I love the way you were in PANNU, and I think you made women with curves quite fashionable and quite in, and you gave us confidence to flaunt our curves. You know what, Kangana? I used to be a great fan of yours, but not anymore. Because in that interview, I did not like the way you maligned your colleagues. I did not like the way you passed very harsh judgments on TAPSI, PANNU, SWARA, BHASKAR and Alia Bhatt. According to me, I think having a strong voice and or trying to be a feminist hero, it's not about putting other women down. No, darling, no. It's not the done thing. Because as a woman, I was highly offended. As a woman, I was highly taken aback when you called her some B-grade actress. And it's not that calling Tapsi or calling Swara Bhaskar B-grade actresses. I think calling a B-grade actress also a B-grade actress is not the done thing. Because every woman out here is fighting a battle. Every woman is trying too hard to climb up the steps of the leadership. And we all know at workplace or at home how difficult it is for every woman to climb up the social ladder. And as a woman, I don't think so you had the right to put somebody else down or discredit her struggles or discredit her success. No, Kangana darling, it's not the done thing. To something very late. You and your sister Rangoli have been going on waging a Twitter war over so many celebrities, so many actresses, so many women. If anybody who doesn't agree with you, you bombard them with very, very harsh judgments and some very, very offensive language. To me, it's very offensive, because I used to look upon you. And it's very disheartening as an ex-Kangana fan. It's very disheartening to see that you're putting someone else down. The way you put Tapsi, the way you put Swara Bhaskar, and this whole war of Twitter is going on. The way you're calling them B-grade actresses, you're calling them lapdogs of Karan Johar or Aditya Chopra. I mean, look, these are not the exact words, but yes, you were very openly criticizing her. Just because she sided with certain point of view, or maybe she does not agree with your point of view, but that doesn't mean that she is not a success of her own. You have no authority to define anybody's success, or you have no authority to judge anybody's journey, because everybody over here is fighting a very fierce battle. So over this fighting of Kangana and Tapsi Pannu, it has come to me. I actually want to think. I actually want to ask this question: that is it true? A woman. I'm sure there's a very popular kahavat, एक औरत की दुश्मन औरत ही होती है. To an extent, yes, it is true. And I have seen this happening in my life. I have seen this happening in many women's life. I have seen it in popular culture. I've seen it in everywhere. There is an indirect aggression from one woman to another one. The question we need to ask: how and why? And what can we do to stop? As a woman, we need to lift each other up, not tear each other down. I'll give you some very fine examples, and I'll start from my own life. And I'm sure many of you soul sisters out there can actually relate to this. So when we start, I remember when I started my nursery school, I had this group of girls I was very good friends with. And in that group of friends, the girls, they keep on changing their best friends. They keep on changing, every week or every fourth day, my best friend would become somebody else's best friend. And I would be heartbroken. And then her best friend would again change to somebody else's best friend. And that would keep on going on and on and on. So I was really fed up, and one day I asked my mother, I would rather be friends with boys, because I have seen their friendships remain forever. They hardly change their best friends. Whereas in my class, all the girls, I keep on changing their best friends, and I really want only one stable best friend. This whole catty girl culture, I think it starts from your schoolyard. Let me go to the workplaces. And we all know that how there's always a girl gang who's trying to outdo the other girls, or maybe passing another very harsh judgments. Yes, I have seen women. Women can be really catty. It is very hard for them to accept another talented, another career-oriented woman. Now again, this is a bias. Again, this might sound like a stereotype, but it is true. And I think most of the women somewhere in their lifetimes must have faced that particular woman who has wrecked their lives at the workplace. So the question we need to ask, then why women like to put the other woman down? Why are we always outdoing our own gender? Why are we? What exactly is the reasoning behind it? And there is a sense of joy which we get when we put that person, a little bit down. So on a confession note, yes, I have gone through this. Yes, there have been times in my 20s, in my teenage years, I have been quite bitchy as well. I won't lie to you. I won't deny that. And yes, it gave a lot of sense of joy, putting the other person down, or putting her in that moral courtyard. So where does this passing of judgments comes from? I'm sure we refer to these women, to our female friends, even our female relatives. How often you have said, oh, she's too sexy, or she's too sexy, she's too domesticated, she's trying too hard. So the question is, what is the logic, and why do we do that? What is it that girls are always catty? Why these stereotypes? How much truth is there? There have been many research done behind this logic of why women are always putting other women down. Why there is a very subtle and strong indirect aggression. What is the logic behind it? What is the psychology behind it? So it is said that women are wired to be nurturer and protective, but somewhere in that in that excess of those instincts, the women also have this potential or capability of judging the other women. They see them as a threat to their own worthiness. And according to the evolution psychology, it refers to the natural selection, where women's ultimate source of strength and achievement and worth and identity are all intertwined in how much a man wants them. And they really have to fight hard to maintain a man's attention so that he doesn't, give any other woman the same attention what he's giving to her. So they tend to be more, they tend to be more catty towards other women. And it is something, I think, somewhere in our DNA. But the $1 million argument is, can we change this? Can we lift the other lady up? Can we live can we actually believe in the sisterhood? I have often seen Payal Rohtagi's videos. I've seen Koina Mitra. Of course, I see Kangana Ranaut a lot. And I have never understood, that, they call themselves feminist. I'm sure the real founders of feminist movement today, if they would see what these women are doing, they'll actually, they'll bow their head in shame. Having a strong voice doesn't mean that you malign someone else. Having a strong voice doesn't mean that you put yourself in a very superior spotlight all the time. That you put yourself that you are right and nobody else can, take that away from you. Strength comes from the fact that if you value your opinion, you should also value the other person's opinion. If you value your journey, you should also value the other woman's journey. I want to know this to Kangana. Why do you really have to put anybody down? No matter they've done bad to you, no matter what they have done to you. But why? Because there are a lot of million women who are watching you, who are echoing your thoughts. My question is also to Payal Rohtagi. Do you think by putting somebody in a very strong, watertight compartment of your own moral judgment, actually gives you an upper edge? No, you are not. You are not at all doing anything. In fact, you are strongly sowing the seeds of hatred. You're sowing the seeds of judgment. You're sowing strong seeds of resentment in other women. My earnest request to all these women, please do not do this. There are millions and millions and millions of women who are actually, they're totally hypnotized by your success. They're completely taken aback by your achievements. You are a milestone for them. They want to pursue the same path where what you have carved out for those women. In that context, you need to support those women. You need to show that we women stand together. We women are with each other. Just because we can put black and white pictures on our social media and show us a virtual support, but that is not enough. Our action should be detrimental to what our thoughts. Our action should echo what we are thinking. Our action should be detrimental to what we can change. And I'm sorry, I don't want to make this as a sermon. This is not a sermon. This is just an opinion. This is my humble opinion, and you really don't have to agree with it. But having said that, yes, I know a lot of you say Kangana has guts to call spade a spade. Of course. But who decides who's the spade? You or she or I? But who decides who's the spade? On what basis? This is the question we need to ask. So my earnest request to you, Kangana, please, you are a great girl. I'm in such a great fan of you. I've had so many fangirl moments with you, and you've just started a production house. You have your siblings as doing everything for you. Go on, give new talent a chance. Go on, do things. If you want to change things, go ahead, do something. But don't put others down. Don't put any woman down. Even if it's a B-grade actress, if it's a porn actress, or if it's anyone. Every woman has had a journey. We have no right to put anybody in a moral judgment. Thank you so much, guys, for watching my channel. If you have more suggestions or certain topics you would like me to do, please share your feedbacks and your comments. And I would love to hear from you. Please pass on the love. Please pass on the light. And let's be all soul sisters. Till we meet again, take care, stay safe, and just spread love and light. Thank you so much, and bye.